Right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about the audio outcome, but hopefully you can hear us now. If you don't, I don't really care anyway. It's D4, no one cares. But yeah, as I said like 5 minutes ago, I am with joined by Spanini. Um, so yeah, and yeah, yeah, I don't know what to say now, but oh well. So Spanini, do you want to give us another track, guys, through the track?
Sorry, I was doing something else. But yeah, I mean, it's Monaco. As we know, it's impossible to overtake here. Um, People are gonna be trying to play some mind games. They're gonna see what they can put out here. I mean, mainly this is full qualifying, which means the amount of tires that we can use up. They're all important. Like we usually do short qualifying here. We can't use up all the softs, so they're gonna try to limit the amount of soft running they can do in Q1. Um, and then so that they can save those extra sets for later in qualifying. We see people might use mediums here, so that they can save more soft tires towards the end, or people will be trying to use medium tires in Q2. We'll see a lot of different kinds of strategies play out in qualifying. That's really half the battle here, so I'm excited to see what the drivers bring to us today.
Yeah, we're actually on board. Oh, I'm actually on board with Zach, who looks like he's no, he's actually just backed off. But I was actually on board with Snowcrab, and he had a little bit. He was purple sector 2 through his second lap, and he actually binned it through the sector. I need to get my track guide up, but it is Barou de Tabac. Sorry for my French language, but I ain't French, I'm English, so deal with it. As looks like Aero's actually maybe going for another lap as he's coming down to the chicane de port.
Yeah, so right now we're already seeing some close lap times coming out in top two with Arrow and Mr. Robot. They're both half like in the middle of the 111s. I think we'll see those times really improve as the track gets more grippy and it evolves, and these drivers will be pushing the limits a bit more. Right now, these are just bankers, so I'm expecting times to go into the 110s for qualifying here.
So we actually have 10 people that's actually done their laps, but Fitzstockwell is now coming round to do his proper lap. 5 seconds up on his time. He's going to put in P5. Someone else that I've noticed that's actually so sorry. Apparently you guys can't hear the game audio, so I need to sort that out quick. What is going on with my stream? I think they can hear you, Spinini. Right, they should definitely hear you now.
Yeah, sorry about the technical difficulties.
Right, so we now have Spinini back. Oh, this is a shambles, but it's D4, so no one really gives one. But yeah, these are your top 12 drivers at the moment. Spinini, would you like it? Third try?
Um, so yeah, I mean, what I was saying before while I was apparently muted. Well, I wouldn't say muted, but the stream wasn't picking up my audio. But yeah, I mean, strategy here is gonna be the is gonna be your best way to really overtake anyone. On track overtakes are gonna be very difficult. So we're gonna be expecting to see I mean, qualifying is where it matters. Track position is everything here. So we're going to see these drivers push to the limit, and then we'll see if any medium tires come out during Q2, where they'll try to take the medium tires on their first stint, try to go along with it so they can get the fresh soft tires at the end of the race. But I mean, soft tires are going to be quicker naturally in qualifying, so we'll see which of these drivers really have that raw pace to pull that strategy off. But yeah, right now we're seeing some good banker times coming in. But yeah, the track is going to evolve as the qualifyings go forward. The drivers are going to be pushing the limits a bit more. I'm expecting that we'll see 110s in qualifying in Q3 probably, maybe even a 1.9 in there, maybe a couple 1.9s.
Yeah, you could be right there, but when I'm just watching these drivers, they just look like an old grandma just driving a Fiat Fiesta.
Yeah, I mean, these are most of these drivers are controller drivers, and Monaco is notorious for not being the most friendly track for controllers. Uh, Mainly, it's more of a good track for any wheel drivers. So yeah, I mean, we're gonna see some unoptimal times, but I think we'll still get a good entertainment, good showing out of this.
Yes, no crabs actually coming to the line or coming down to the last corner of the track. He's actually in P7, so he's in a good spot right now. And he's gone
He
three
is,
tenths
and
quicker, and he's actually P5.
yeah, I'm seeing a lot of drivers. Oh, there's a Mercedes spun out on track right there.
Yeah, that is
But
Dan Gouda.
yeah. So main thing here that's been changed. Last season we didn't have a single safety car with all the divisions that raced here. So this year with a little bit of game settings, tweaks, we hope that's a little bit more balanced this time. So we might see a couple safety cars, this race, and we'll see how that will really affect what kind of strategies the drivers will take.
Yeah, as I'm on board with Zaxmack, who's also leading the D4 standing, so him and Enjoy are going to have a really good battle this week, I'd say, as he's actually 4 tenths down on his time. But if I was him, I wouldn't even go out for another lap. But you're just wasting tyre wear right now. Sorry about. I'm a bit ill right now, so you've got to. What's it called?
Yeah, well, one
Help
thing
me
with
right now.
these set of softs, they want to make sure they want to get into the next qualifying. I I, I think they're not planning on using these tires again for the rest of. Oh, as Zaxmack just invalidates.
And there's a Williams in the wall at turn 1, and he's actually got no wing. So we have Kahuna on a lap.
So
He's
some
got
things here,
no battery.
Cubs and Buffalo Trace
DNF'd.
I think they've DNF'd or disqualified or retired from the session. So really only two people will be I guess cut out from the rest of qualifying. They won't make it to next session. Right now it's Gibbs and Shutter, and they haven't set a time yet.
Yeah,
Um,
quite surprising from Shutter. He's not a bad driver, to be fair. I mean, yeah, it's okay. He's had his moments where I'd say he's shown maybe laziness or like a bit of lack of experience, maybe, towards his driving, where he just spins out, crashes, or because I mean he's a Mercedes driver. He's supposed to be top 6, ain't he? So not really
Monaco is
happy
one of those
there.
tracks that is awful for confidence. If you spin out or bump the wall a little bit, it really hurts your confidence going forward, racing in the track, um, because it's just you're always trying to watch out. It's like, oh, do I get damage? And if you have damage, then you're set back now. Like you'll have to pit. There's no way you can keep going with a broken front wing. And it really demoralizes the driver when they make mistakes like that, especially around here.
As we have Aaron G coming down, just gone past Mirabeau, now coming down to the hairpin. He's 2 tenths up on his time, does a hairpin really nicely, to be fair to him. Um, this is one of the controller players you were on about earlier. New to the game, he's actually had an alright start. I mean, except his like lack of experience and
Yeah, I mean, D4 drivers, most of the D4 drivers here are new drivers. And they're trying out league racing from their
first
first
time.
time. This is the exact place where they. I mean, this is where they have to learn somewhere, right? I think Aaron G has been improving well. It's just mistakes that have been costing him. But I once he gets that a bit of consistency and a bit of luck going his way, he's in good form then.
Absolutely right. As we actually see Rigrath P3. I think I said this earlier, but I think he had maybe a quite a bad first or two races uh, with us. Actually, no. I think he's actually had quite. I think Big Elbow is actually the one that's had a few bad races, but nevertheless, I think maybe Ferrari together that maybe struggling as a team, maybe as a team in this division. Who knows? But I think a team that is working quite well is, I'd say, no, not Alpine, Aston Martin, as you know, they practice a lot. I know Joel is a TP from Aston Martin, and he likes to help out a lot. And even like the other drivers in D1, D2, just going to like call with them, or they just help Aaron and Labib to get better. You know, like that's something you want to see.
Yeah, I mean, as a former Aston Martin driver myself, earlier this season, I
Who got
mean,
kicked out?
uh, yes. But essentially, I mean, even without that, I mean, now it was a good friendly environment in there. Everyone was working together, improving. Like I worked with Aaron G and Labib a little bit to give them some tips and stuff like that. I mean,
Ooh.
when you're in the same constructor or same team, you want to help the other drivers too because they're all in the same boat. So I think they do a good job, and especially because they got off on a pretty rough start at the beginning of the season. Constructor wise, I think they were the second worst in overall divisions. So I mean, now they've come up a lot. I think they've had a couple good showings last couple times. Thermo, who replaced me, has done a really good job coming into D2. Got some good podiums for them. And Labib, I mean, he was consistent podium spots, but just a couple mistakes would lose him that podium sometimes. He's always up there battling for the top five, top six positions. I mean, yeah, Aston Martin has done a good recovery, and they kind of have to keep it going right now. Um, we'll see what happens. Right now they're sitting 10th and 11th. Um, and it's gonna be difficult for them because they're both their controller players. So we'll see what happens. As I just realized, Shutter is in first place now.
Yeah, he actually got a 110.7, so he's the first person um, to be in the tens. So well done to him. As Big Elbow overspeeds his corner at the hairpin and he hits a wall, and it looked like it was going to be quite a decent lap.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate for Big O, bro.
Yeah, he will have one more try to get out of the relegation zone, I would call it. Oh wait, no, sorry, he's actually P14, so he's on the verge of getting onto a relegation zone. So, and Hawkins Roldy is actually still in the pit, so he's a reserve driver for Florida this week, as Florida um, is came out, but um,
Yeah, I mean, on the people that are in the cusp right now, Christian Cummins and Six, I'm surprised they're on their old soft still. They're running on 4 lap old soft. They're on the edge of being knocked out of in Q1. I would put on the fresh set of soft so that you at least ensure that you have the best tire to get into the next qualifying. I think it's a little risky to stay on those old softs. They're not going to be as good as they were. And yeah, he's not improving. Christian Cummins is down 8 hundredths of a second right now.
so if he's not improving, and we've got the Williams as well, who's behind Christian, as they both actually nearly hit the wall last corner as he locks up, and this is literally going to be it. So them two together are going to get knocked out, and that will be it. So we have two Williams knocked out. Not good for Ryan Zebra, as he maybe wanted at least one of them to get out of the
Yeah,
Q1
it's kind of
spot.
unfortunate for Six because I felt like he might have got too close to Christian Cummins towards the end there. He might have been getting a little bit of that dirty air. But I think it came down to having those old tires in the end.
five lap. They had the oldest tires out of everyone in the session, 5 lap and 6 lap old tires. I think if they put on a fresh set, I think they easily would have got some more time to stay in there. But because of that, though, your own driver Hokage Roldy, he makes it, so he's moving on to Q2.
Yeah, I mean, six has actually got his or at least one of his favourite numbers as his 16th. Take the one out. You know what? I'm gonna say this guy's gonna get sixth in the race this week. So that's my driver of the day there already.
Six? He's gonna go to sixth from 16th.
Yeah, bro, it's happening.
That's gonna be quite the drive. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so we've got sixth knocked out. Christian Cummins is knocked out, and we have Cubes. Cubes. We'll go Cubes. Right, we've got Cubes P18, Buffalo Trace P19, and that will be it, I think.
Yeah, Buffalo Trace isn't feeling too well, so
Oh,
I
as
think
I
that's why he's
saw,
opted out of the qualifying. He's just like Lando Norris. He's a little sick around the streets of Monaco today.
yeah, as I actually saw someone else in the McLaren join last second. I could be wrong, but actually sixth has got a 5 place grid penalty, so that will put him down to P20.
Oh yeah.
So we're going to take a little break. We'll be back with you shortly, my dudes. Back to Q2. So we now have got 14 drivers out, actually. Am I missing something?
Yeah, I was wondering that too. I was 14 drivers. I thought there should be 15. So something
Maybe-
happened.
Maybe someone left. Who knows?
Right, yeah, I'm confused too. But so I'm gonna guess there's only 4 people getting knocked out again for in Q2, so now this is where lap times and strategies, this is where it's all gonna be jumbled up here. As people will try to be taking the mediums out for qualifying to see if they can make it to Q3 with it.
Yeah, as we've got Snow Crab, who's going to be the first person to set a lap round here. He's going to do this tricky chicane that loads of people actually struggle with, but he does it right. He's coming to his quick left-hander, coming to another chicane, and then another chicane. I think that's like the swim. I think this is the swimming pool exit. I don't know. So if you're in the chat, please let me know. Could really use PBJ right now.
So right now we've gotten in the chat. So the reason there's only 14 drivers is because one of the drivers that made it to the top 15 was did DNF, like they had damage. Someone crashed him out apparently, so he wasn't able to continue in qualifying. But he secured his P15, so he'll be starting there.
As we have Zach on a 111.9, and that's taken away from Mr. Robot. 4 temps up from Zach, so I don't think Zach's really comfortable at this track right now, as he's shown great pace around the other tracks that we've done already. So we had USA where he got his win, somewhere else I think he got his win, maybe. Who knows, but yeah, anyway, maybe Monaco ain't his track at the moment, as he's actually he's oh no, Dangood has actually broken it. He was tangled between both Red Bull drivers, but
Yeah. And Fitz Dickwell, he put that time on a medium set of tires. So that's if everyone is hitting those times on soft tires and he's hitting it on medium, that's a very good time for Fitz Dickwell. So we'll see if he can stay in top 10.
and I'm sorry to say this, Spanini, but I've going back to the 14 drivers, I weren't really listening, as I thought the stream bugged out. But would you like to explain again?
Oh, why there's only 14 drivers? Yeah, so it looks like one of the drivers that made it to the top 15 was was crashed out, so his car wasn't able to be fixed for the rest of qualifying. So he's locked in his P15 at the moment, but he won't be continuing in the Q2 or Q3.
That makes total sense. Thank you, whoever said that. As I should get rid of a spectator menu. I don't know why I haven't yet. As we're gonna go on board with Enjoyer, who's actually invalidated his lap.
Yeah, Zach Smack and Fitzstickwell are on laps right now. Zach
Honestly,
Smack towards the end of it.
I don't know why they are. Because these are the tyres they're going to be starting on.
Yeah, so ooh, big slide coming out of the final corner for Zach Smack. I mean, those tires, they're not going to be nice to start on the race with. But he goes up to P2, so he's improving, but those tires are going to be really really rough to start on if that's what he's planning. Maybe if these are an old set of tires that he used maybe for Q1, then he's probably gonna put on a fresher set of softs and see if he can qualify better in them.
Meteorologist Duncan McCamick here checking in real quick. I just want to let you guys know weather does look good here today at Monaco. Forecast looks great. Might have a little bit of clouds coming in during the race, but for the rest of quali, we do plan to see sunshine. Back to you, Freddie Razzle and Spanini.
Thank you,
Duncan. We appreciate that.
Thank you for interrupting my stream. But yeah, you heard it from the main man, Duncan McKimmick. D1 driver, worst driver.
That's a big thing. Yeah, sorry, Raz. I was gonna say that's a big thing for these drivers. D4 drivers are probably very, very
confused,
relieved probably when they saw the weather was going to be dry, because D4 drivers in a wet race in Monaco is going to be a very interesting race if that was the case.
Yeah, as Enjoy goes P2, he could have got pole, but Rigraff actually gets in his way a little bit after the last two corners, maybe exploiting dirty area. But
yeah,
anyway,
Fitzstickle right now is P1 in the mediums.
Indeed. No, on the softs.
On the softs, huh? Okay, so there might be a syncing problem with me because it says he's on the mediums.
Nope, he's on 3 softs for me.
Huh.
But
I might be decent.
Anyway, I don't think you can actually, especially D to 4, I don't think you'll be setting medium tyres at 114.4, and Gibbs is the actually only driver that's on the mediums right now. As he's coming to the last corner. He goes P9.
Yeah, it was a very good time from Gibbs.
As someone else goes quicker, I don't know who that was. I think it was Big Ailbro. Nope, it was his teammate Rigraff, who goes higher up. Who actually goes P2. So we have actually got 2 Aston Martin drivers. There's actually one of them has set a lap, but it's not a good lap. It won't be good enough. But we have another driver that keeps invalidating his times. So maybe we get 2 Aston Martins out.
Labib has been one of the faster drivers in the Aston Martin pair, I think, and he hasn't set a time yet. But I think he should have the pace to get into the top 10. But he just has to get that lap together. He's probably a little bit panicked right now that he hasn't gotten a time together, but I expect him to be in the top 10.
Yeah, Zach Smack actually goes out again on fresh tyres. Actually, that's not a bad shout, as if he gets a better time now, it will start on those tyres. So all he needs is literally 1 millisecond up on his time.
Yeah, everyone. Most of the people are in the pits right now. Only three drivers on the on their out laps trying to get ahead of the traffic, and everyone's just waiting for the optimal time to go out. And it's really tricky to get out of drivers' ways at Monaco. There's not really many opportunities to, so you have to be really aware of where the drivers are on the track, and then if they're on a hot lap or not. It's actually probably safe to go out earlier, so you can put in your laps in clean air, even if you don't have that track evolution advantage. Um, we'll see. We'll see what these drivers will do.
Zach's coming down to Mirabeau, 70 milliseconds off his time. Does a hairpin quite nice, gets onto the curb. I mean, I would have took more curb. I mean, he's right onto the walls right now.
Yeah, it's like he's finding the limit. These corners right here are the critical ones. You can, if you really hit them right, you can gain a lot of time, and I think he's done that pretty well.
As you can,
He slightly touches the wall.
as he goes fast, second,
1 millisecond.
2.
Above his time. Now, last time he had a big slide coming into the last corner, so I think he does improve.
He does, and he goes pole. So if I was him, I'd just retire.
I wouldn't retire because the big thing is the AI loves to take laps around the track when you retire.
Yeah,
I
but
think he wants to just be soft on these tires and take it back to pit lane, so that because these are the tires he's going to be starting with in the race.
but if you retire, the car will just stop.
I guess that's true, actually.
If he leaves again,
Sometimes ghosting might be an issue too, though.
you're right there. I've had plenty of issues this week about ghosting. Don't want to talk about it.
As Arrow actually is pole position now, he's gone ahead of Zach Smack by almost 3/10 of a second. Actually, no, 2/10. Yeah, Arrow is a new driver. He made his debut really in last race in Spain, and he got good points. Good points finish, and right now he's looking one of the quickest drivers, if not the quickest driver right now around Monaco. So I mean, this is looking to be a good weekend for him if everything goes his way.
So I'm on board with Hockey Droldy. Always a reserve driver, and he's actually just gone in the pits. He's P11 right now. I mean, it looked like it was quite a decent time, but he had a little bit of a slide and maybe thought that's enough for me.
Yeah, I think he saw that he must have lost time and he dove into the pits, but he's not gonna have enough time to come back out. So I think that's your first driver out. As Labib puts in a time and he doesn't make it, it's just too short.
Yeah, as Gibbs is on the edge of a relegation zone right now. Got no battery on him.
I think Aaron is about to start a lap.
Yep, Aaron is going to just start a lap, and that is Labib. Labib's just going slow. And Gibbs is 2 tenths up on his time right now, and he backs off. And he's going in.
I wonder why.
Pits. Right, so we've got Aaron and Labib. Can any of them make it? I think Labib's out of here. And we also have Kahuna.
Kahuna is improving a lot.
2 seconds up on his time.
If he doesn't mess up this last corner, I think he makes it into the top 10. He takes that last corner very cautiously, but I think that's just enough to get him into the top
P10.
10. Now it's all up to the Aston Martins to try to get themselves out.
And that will be it as Aaron invalidates.
Yeah, and Labib dove into the pits,
So,
so
once again, the Aston Martins are literally together. And this has happened numerous times this season.
yeah, that's rough for the Aston Martin group. I mean, just in the end, they weren't able to put together a decent lap. But there's your four drivers that are knocked out: Gibbs, Okage Roldy, and the two Aston Martin drivers, Labib and Aaron G. And they'll have so here people are gonna be locked in for your top 10. Those are the tires that they're going to be starting on, and then everyone under have the choice to start on the mediums if they want to, which is a strong choice here, to get on the mediums and overcut the rest of the grid. But now we're in that final qualifying stage where
We
we
are
get to
indeed.
see the fastest times come out and the drivers pushing to the absolute
Yes.
limit that they can go.
Yeah, so we're going to be back with you shortly for Q3. Put in the chat who you think's going to get pole. I think it's going to be... I can see Rigraff or Fitzdick getting pole, so we'll be back with you shortly. Right, I'm going for a shit. I'll be quick.
Well, while Fred is on his holiday right now, we'll we'll get on board. Actually, I can't control the camera, so we're just gonna look at the pit lane. But Rigraff on his way around at the moment that I started talking. But the first driver actually that's gonna put together a lap is Zach Smack as he's making his way around at the end of sector 2. And we'll see what kind of lap times these drivers can put together. I'm very excited for it.
I'm back. I've got upset stomach, so I've got to do these 10 minutes and go for another one. Fuck's sake.
You're live, by the way.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Oh, no, man.
Anyway,
Right.
Zach Smack is, I think, the first driver to put together is on a lap right now. Or not. I think he's in pits. So I think it's actually gonna be Rigraff. Or no. I'm wrong. It must be.
It's going to be Fitzdick.
It's Fitzstick. Yeah. Yeah, Zach Smack was originally out, and then he came back in, so I guess he wasn't... Something must have been wrong.
Well, who knows? But he's purple sector 2 right now. Fit stick well.
It looks like Fitzdickwill is not setting a lap. He looks like he's doing another, or no, that was a lap. Okay. Well, there we go. Oh, 112 flat, but I definitely will expect to see faster times than this because these are, I mean, we were seeing 11s in Q2. So, yeah, we're definitely seeing some faster times going forward in the session.
So we've got
I
Rigraph
think
P1 at the moment.
Because I think Fitzdickwill might have gotten in the way of one of the AlphaTauri drivers. I think it was Snow. It is Snow Crabs. The other AlphaTauri driver is not racing, or is in the qualifying, and he's still in front, and he cut the chicane. Yeah, I think it's frustrating. I think he was on an outlap and he just got held up in traffic there. And he's coming in for I guess a fresh set of softs. One thing you can do here in qualifying is you can push for 2 laps in a row. You have enough battery here, and the tire wear really, to go for 2 push laps and then come into pit even when you put the minimal fuel setting. So you'll see a lot of these drivers, if they make a mistake in their first lap, they'll just do another lap on the same set of tires because they know they have enough fuel and battery to do another hot lap.
Zach's actually going to come to it. Oh wait, no, he's invalidated. So it's
No, I think that was the lap
redoing
before.
that
I think
one.
he just started.
Oh, he did? Okay, looks like my illness is not going anywhere. So we've got 7 people that's actually done a lap. Fitz P7, he's going to do a better lap than that. But we've got Mr. Robot P1. Is that a surprise to you?
No, I think Mr. Robot, I mean, he's a Red Bull driver. I expect him to be all the Red Bulls, Ferraris, and Mercedes. I mean, they were top 6 picks, with the expectations that they're going to be top 6 drivers. And Mr. Robot has been a quick driver throughout the season, so I wouldn't say I'm surprised, but I mean that's a good time. It's being top 2 right now. It's a front row lockout with the Red Bulls. It's definitely good as we finally get to see a 110. So yeah, I mean these lap times are going to get a lot quicker. Like Fitzdickwill is 4/10 faster than his teammate, which is quite a bit.
Don't say anything quick, but Zach was purple sector 1, purple sector 2, and spun it last corner.
That's very fortunate for Zach Smack.
That would have, I think that would have been pole. I really do think that would have been pole for him. So I'm gonna feel for the guy. I'm actually really unlucky for him.
It's a good thing he should have enough time to get back in the pits and maybe time for one more lap, as he has a driver behind him. I think that's Shutter, and it looks like he's on his out lap, so it's all right. He's not on his hot lap. Right now, Snow Crab and CRL Kahuna are on hot laps, and and Enjoyer moved up to 3rd place.
He did indeed. I mean, I was on board. He had a purple sector 2, quite a decent lap from him. I mean, would he have time to get back and join?
I think he's gonna go ahead and do another lap.
No,
Actually, no. I
he will
think
not
he's
be.
rushing to the pits. He should have enough time to do one more lap. as Kahuna invalidated his lap and also comes back into the pit. But he should have enough time to also get his lap in. A snow crab is making his way around the final corner, and he's going into the pit also. I guess he felt that he wasn't improving as much as he would with
Ooh.
another set of tires. So Shutter right now is making improvements. Oh, and Enjoyer crashed into the pit lane.
He did, and will that may cost him some time?
Yeah, that's probably the best place to lose a wing though, since you're already there at the pit entrance, and it's not gonna lose a ton of time. So I don't think it'll be too much of a problem with him to get back on track and put in his final lap. The Big Ale Bro is the first driver to come out of the pits to set their last laps, but Shutter is still on the track. Actually, I think Shutter is the first driver that's gonna put down his last two laps. Shutter's got 3 drivers in his ahead of him that could get into traffic with him. See if these drivers move out of the way so that as he meets traffic with the Red Bulls.
Ooh.
Oh my.
Oh,
Oh,
whoa. Well,
that was
I'm happy we got that on camera, as that will definitely be a penalty.
yeah,
That,
I honestly
that is unsportsmanlike there, even if it happened. I mean, I can't say anything. I probably would have done the same, but it's
I mean,
frustrating. I get that, but that was not called for.
yeah, that was I mean, it is true. I mean, Fitz Dickwell should have been out of the way. He should see that they're on a hot lap. He's just on oh, and Fitz Dickwell breaks his wing out of the last corners, and he's going into the pit lane. So I think that's his qualifying session done. And that's a very controversial moment in this qualifying. And the stewards will be taking a close look at that one. Um, that's gonna be very interesting later on.
That will be indeed. As we have one more run for all these drivers, as Ailbro's going really slow through that chicane, and he's got the Zack Smack behind him, who's also on a lap, and he's going quicker. Will it be pole? I think that was a lockup. I might be wrong, but he's going really. I think he just tried to rush it, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, Big Elbro put in time. He's 5 seconds behind. I think it was just a slow lap. As in, like, it was just like an out lap. I think this is his real hot lap here. A Mercedes is crossing the line right now. And Enjoyer. Oh, that's a start of Enjoyer's lap. A Shutter is still driving around the track. Or he must have broke his wing. Either way, that's his qualifying session over. As a second Red Bull driver, Mr. Robot also comes into the pits, so a lot of these drivers there, I think they're done making their attempts at qualifying. Enjoyer was one of the drivers still putting in a lap. I think Rigraff is one. He's about to cross the start-finish line. Let's see how much of an improvement he can do. He improves 2/10 and he gets into the podium positions in 3rd place.
Right, I don't want to say anything too quick, but Enjoyer is doing a steaming of a lap. He's 2/10 up right now from his normal time. Coming down to the last 2 corners, and he goes a little bit, he overheats it, and that's going to cost him some time.
Oh, I
Yeah,
think that might have been those critical corners that he needed to get ahead of Rigraff, but nonetheless, he's starting fourth place. That's a good starting position. We'll see what happens in the race, with these safety cars, and now we're done with qualifying here, and yeah, a controversial Q3, don't you think, Raz?
yeah. I mean, I'd love to see what the stewards think about what Dan Gouda just did, but let's just talk about we got a Red Bull 1-2, and talk about Red Bull. We've actually got Duncan Mechanic here, who's actually going to be streaming the race as he's going to be taking over me. Yeah, so he's going to be taking over me for a race. But Duncan, do you have any words if he's here?
Oh, yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Yep, we can.
Yeah. I'm just excited to get this race going.
Yeah, I mean, you're the Red Bull team principal. Um, I hope you saw that Q3 because there was quite the interesting incident that happened there.
I mean, yeah, we're gonna have to go back and take a look at things. Everything we try to keep confidential over here at Red Bull, but we'll take a look at it through the upcoming week, and we'll get things sorted.
All right, well, that's going to be quality done for me. And
All
so,
right,
yeah,
hope you feel better, Raz. Thank you for sticking around for the qualifying session, and enjoy your night.
All right, and we are back. Getting ready to kick off Monaco here. Division 4, Spanini. We got Fitz Dickel and Mr. Robot starting it on the front row. Give me your last minute predictions. Who do you think is going to win the race? Yeah, we'll see. I know that they both put in a lot of work throughout this week here at Monaco. It's pleasant to see a Red Bull 1-2 starting. I'm curious. There's a lot of drivers on this grid who I'm not quite sure what they've got to bring to the table, but nevertheless, we're going to find out. I know Enjoyers had pace in past sessions. Looks like we've had a couple people get disqualified here on the starting grid. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. The race should be okay to go for the race. Leave. Yeah, it looks like Fitz Dickwell actually got a really good launch. So did Rigraff, and he's trying to go to the inside, but Mr. Robot got the best of him. It looks like a clean getaway. The Red Bulls are ahead. Enjoyer stays put. Shutters up 2 spots. Snow Crab is down a spot. Labib up 5 spots, the same as Quatterback, through the first corner of Monaco. So big movers here. We've got CRL Gibbs down 4 spots. Big Elbro down 5 spots. Quatterback gains another spot as we head into the Monaco hairpin. Ooh, lots of bumping and banging. I see a couple of Ferraris making some contact. I know we've got damage. Let's go ahead and hop on board with Labib. Let's see if Labib is one of those Aston Martins that managed to pick up damage. He is up 5 spots. Looks like. He probably ran into the Haas in front of him. Kahuna. Unfortunate for Aaron G. Yes, it looks like he is off pace. Struggling. Oh, and it's just getting worse. The full wing comes off. Slow start for Aaron G. As Hokage rolled. He's out of the race. Let's see if we can hop on board with Buffalo and see what happened here. Just ran wide through the... I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the names of the corner after the chicane. Oh, man. And that is an early DNF on the first lap. Unfortunate for him. And Labib going for an overtake on Zach Smack through the hairpin. Couldn't make it stick exactly. But it was tight. Labib did make a little bit of contact with the wall. We'll have to see if he has any damage. Runs wide again, heading into the tunnel. I don't know if he has damage or not, but... Whoa! As Labib gets a little bit of contact. Was that from the Williams behind him? Oh no! Whoa! What did we just see? Okay. And we have a virtual safety car. I'm glad I caught that on stream because there's really no explanation for it. Codemasters, I'd love to hear your opinion on what just happened to Labib there, but unfortunately, he is out of the remainder of the race, and Aston Martin will be taking another blow, and that sucks to see because Labib was off to a good start before the damage came in. Yeah, I'm really hoping that what we saw on our screen over here on the stream wasn't what Labib saw on his stream. If it was, Codemasters, that is not acceptable. We're looking for a platform that we can have competitive, clean races on, and that just isn't going to provide us with that platform. So hopefully we can see those things clear up. I know that we do have a new F1 game coming out here in a couple weeks. What's that? Oh, hold on. Let's see if we can get that taken care of real quick. This should do it right here. Okay, go ahead. Still. Yeah. I'm not sure why it's not picking you up. Oh, hold on. That'll do it. Go ahead and talk.
Hello, I'm
There
back.
you go. Yes, you're back. Sorry about that, guys.
Alrighty.
Sorry for the audio issues. We are back in Green Flag Racing. Spanini, you are finally unmuted.
Yeah, second time today. The stream doesn't seem to like me commentating. But yeah, I mean, what a interesting start, controversial start to the race. Labib, a victim to Codemasters, and just Monaco in general.
Very unfortunate. I know it says we've got Cole Cummins on there in 12th, but I do think that that's his brother, Christian Cummins.
Yeah, I think he's. For me, it says Christian Cummins.
Okay, it probably. I think I've got his nickname updated wrong. I know that they do share a computer. Interesting situation they've got down there, but we do always love having family and friends involved. So cool story.
Yeah, so I mean, big movers. Take a look at 11 positions, 10 positions now.
And you know what? I think that you just cursed him because as you said that, I saw something happen. There's a yellow flag, and I don't know if he's got damage, but
Visibly, it looks like he doesn't have damage, but I hope I didn't curse him.
yeah, the curse may have been there. As Cubs comes into the pits, I think he's got some damage as well. Going to come in for a new wing, potentially on the tires. Not quite at that pit window yet. Yeah, he's going to take that new wing. So up front, we still got Fitz Dickwell leading the race as Monaco holds true. Not a lot of overtakes are going to happen. Mr. Robot's chilling in second place. About a second behind Fitz Dickwell. Still trying to tail that DRS. Rigraff sitting in third place, following along with Enjoyer in P4. They've got a little bit of a gap back to Shutter in P5. Snow Crab is close behind in P6, where we've got another gap to Clatterback and a big gap behind them to Arrow. So it's kind of got things starting to spread out here at Monaco. How do you think that's going to pan out? Do you think that these gaps are going to get larger and larger, or do you think we're expecting some safety cars to bring things back together?
Safety car can really change up the the strategy of all these drivers, what they got in mind. I mean, right now we're seeing a pretty diverse set of tires on right now. Like, if you go towards the back in 11th and 12th place, both Christian and Aaron G, they have hard tires on. And right behind him, Gibbs is on soft tires. And he's losing a lot of time staying behind the two hard tire runners because it's just impossible to overtake here. And he's kind of in an unlucky situation right now. But, I mean, a safety car can really throw things off for these drivers.
Yeah, and you know what? Here at Monaco, from my personal experience, breaking your wing one time isn't going to be the end of the world. You got to make a pit stop anyway, and tire wear isn't bad here. So these guys like Christian and Aaron, who pitted on early laps, they've made their pit stop. They're done. They're done for the race. Like that's it. Their strategy's not ruined. At this point, they're just sticking it out, and they hope that they don't make any more mistakes. Looks like we have Shutter potentially around as he's going to go into the pits through the first turn. Rascass going to the pits for a new wing.
Damage. Oh no, he definitely does. His wing is being changed. So
he's going to make that move to the hard tires and try to make it to the end of the race, as we were just talking about. Also, Snowcrab's into the pits and just coming out of the pits. Same deal going on there. Snowcrab actually may have made a routine pit stop because he did come out in the medium tires. We are about to that point where we'll see some of these soft runners like Mr. Robot, Rigraph, and Enjoyer. We are about to the early parts of that pit window where maybe we see them come in.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised when seeing Shutter come in and put on the hard tires, because I think the medium tires, they're a faster tire, and I think they'll be able to make it to the end, especially if you think a safety car or something will come out. Then maybe if you have that pit window, you can try to get on another set of mediums or a set of softs, depending on when that safety car comes out. So I'm surprised to see the hards go on, but we'll see if he can make it work. Because I don't really know how much slower the hard tires are compared to the medium tires here.
Yeah, we've got Snowcrab out here trying to make a little bit of an undercut with his pit stop early. I'm not quite sure where he was beforehand. I think he was sitting pretty much where he is, to be honest.
Yeah.
Really looking to see the situation between Rigraph, Mr. Robot, and Enjoyer, though. Who pits first? Because we know through practice throughout the week that the undercut here is absolutely insane. Whoever has the courage to make that early pit stop and sacrifice those final laps that are going to be at the end of the race is going to gain track position, the almighty Monaco track position. So I'm really looking to see which of these guys pits first. If I'm Enjoyer or Enjoyer's pit crew, I'd be talking about coming in this lap, making that massive move, massive undercut to get the track position.
Yeah, and a good engineer here is very valuable because they also want to make sure that they don't come out in traffic, because they can lose a lot of time if they're behind old tires.
That is a good point, but if you look at the map, though, Snowcrab is about 19 seconds back. Pit stops here about 19 to 20 seconds.
Right.
I think he's got all three of them have an open pit window. And I think that should be the
window
lap.
will be closing because Snowcrab is on a fresher set, so he's gonna be closing that pit window.
And Enjoyer does make the move. Enjoyer comes into the pits.
So Enjoyer's crucial. If Enjoyer comes out in front of Snowcrab, I think he might get the undercut on the driver's head.
Yeah, but Snowcrab's undercut is definitely the play right here. But he should be clear. Enjoyer should be clear of Snowcrab, I would imagine.
It's going to be close on exit, I think.
Actually, you know what? Snowcrab's undercut is going to pay off. Snowcrab's going to come out in front of Enjoyer. I'm wondering if Enjoyer had a wing change, because I don't think that the gap was quite that much. Yeah, and he must have, because he's coming out behind this traffic that we were talking about. He should have been in front. So.
Right, so I'm taking a look at it right now. And yes, he did have a wing change. So that makes a lot of sense.
So his undercut is officially off. Snowcrab's undercut is still on. Mr. Robot and Rigraph. One of them, if I'm Rigraph, I'm coming in this lap. Mr. Robot should probably come in too to just cover it off, to be honest. So let's see. Mr. Robot does come into the pits, makes the smart play, cover off the undercut, and Rigraph decides to go for the opposite strategy and stay out for the overcut. So now if I'm Rigraph, I know I'm getting undercut. There's nothing I can do about it. There's no one behind me. Do I just hang out on these soft tires and maybe hope for a free pit stop from the safety car?
I would think maybe, but if you see his battery life, I mean, he's out of energy. He's going to be slower naturally. Because when you're under 10%, your car is not going to be as good of a performance as it would be if it was over. He's gonna have slower lap times, and these soft tires start to go off pretty hard right about now. So I don't know. I think he might want to pit now, and he might not be expecting how good the undercut might be here.
Yeah, they do definitely start to fall off, but we do know Monaco lap times are not everything. Track position matters more, and I'm just not sure. I feel like he could extend these to potentially lap 15 maximum.
Right.
And just to see if maybe he gets blessed with a safety car, or also just to be on a complete alternate strategy as Mr. Robot. He'd be coming out behind Mr. Robot with the chance to run him down and make a change on significantly different tire wear. But he does decide to stick with a conservative strategy and comes into the pits the lap after Mr. Robot. So let's see this undercut in play. Or I'm sorry, not really an undercut, but we'll go ahead and watch as Mr. Robot should maintain position on rigraph.
It's going to be close on exit, I think, actually.
It is going to be close on exit, which makes me think that maybe Mr. Robot didn't have quite the best outlap, but he does get by him. Rigraph comes out, and he's going to be 3 to 4 seconds behind him as they go up the hill towards Casino.
The snow crab, the undercut worked well for him. He's caught up all the way up to Rigraph now. He's just under 2 seconds. Yeah, the undercut's really powerful here. See, with the safety car, they can really try to turn things around.
Absolutely. So, if you're Fitzdikwell, you've got 10 lap old mediums. What kind of lap are you thinking that you're going to be coming into the pits and putting on those softs? Because you're going to go to softs and you're going to be against people who are on old mediums, but you still have to get by these guys. And that's over half of the challenge here at Monaco.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think it's like you want to stretch out the mediums as much as possible without losing any track position. Because, like, yeah, any car that you have to overtake, it's going to become much more like harder to get back to the position you were at. It really depends. I mean, but in his mediums alone, he was able to almost out-qualify everyone on the softs. I think his pace is...
Oh, and 6 goes slamming into the wall as Zach Smack was applying pressure going down a hill before the hairpin. Zach Smack applying pressure on the outside. 6 with an unusual braking point misses it and slams into the wall in front of Zach Smack. Quite the view there.
He was having a very strong start to the race.
Yes, he was.
And drive all the way around the track.
Going to be losing a lot of time on this lap back to the pits. Very unfortunate. Well, as we were talking, Fitzdikwell, tire length on these, you think he can make it to 25, 26, 27 laps?
I think that's what he's shooting for. I think he has to shoot for...
and he dives into the pits. Does he have damage?
He must have damage.
Way too early for a medium pit stop, but he stops early and he goes to the hards. Interesting.
I have not expected this coming into the race. I was not expecting anyone to go on a medium hard strategy.
So he is going to actually maintain track position by doing this. Did Fitzdikwell pull off the big brain move?
Yeah, I guess if he's confident in his defending ability, I mean, it's impossible to really overtake. If you're defending really well, it's almost impossible to overtake. So if he wants to keep that track position and just take these tires to the end, I can see that happening.
So now we've got the story of Mr. Robot being a lot faster than Mr. Fitzdikwell. 2 seconds back right now, but he'll be reeling him in. Does Red Bull apply some sort of team orders to let Mr. Robot through for the moment? Because Mr. Robot's race is riskier too if Fitzdikwell is holding him.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, right behind him is Rigraph too. Mr. Robot can provide some sort of protection from Fitzdikwell from Rigraph, because, I mean, him putting himself in this situation by putting on the hards, he made this race a little harder for himself, honestly, because, I mean, the medium tires are going to be much grippier at the start. He just kind of, these next 10 laps are pretty critical, and just try to maintain that pace to stay in front of him, so medium tires start to degrade a little bit.
Yeah, he's definitely reeling in his teammate here. If you wouldn't mind, real quick, take a look at the Division 4 standings for me. I'd like to get a situation of a scenario going on here over at Red Bull, as Clatterback does also copy Fitz Dickwell's move and come to the pits for the hard tires with damage, though. So he is coming in on an unscheduled pit stop. He will be the last of the medium starters to be out, other than Big L.
Rigraff has only started one race this season. He's seeing himself in 3rd place, so he's really not in the championship title run, but he definitely wants to get good points for his team. As his teammate Big Elbro is in 4th place right now. He's not having as good of a race as Rigraff is, of course.
Between the two Red Bull drivers, who are we looking at as the number 1 driver here?
It looks like Fitz Dickwell would be the number 1 driver because he is in 3rd place. He's fighting for the championship. He's only behind by 9 points, while Mr. Robot's behind 38 points. And he's in 8th place right now. So, I mean, in terms of championship contention, Fitz Dickwell, for Red Bull, Fitz Dickwell needs to be in front.
I think you're on the right call right there, but we'll see at the end of the day. These drivers are all competitors to their own. And Mr. Robot, I'm sure, as much as he is a team player, would love to get a Monaco win under his belt. So we will see if he decides to be patient, or if the engineer over there, Big Mama Frank, decides to let them race. Why don't we actually pull Big Mama Frank in here for a moment and see what his thoughts are?
Yeah, let's grab him quick. Big Mama Frank, welcome to the broadcast.
Big Mama Frank, hey, how's it going, man? So, as the engineer over at Red Bull, we're kind of wondering over here, you've got these drivers in 1-2. Is there any thoughts to maybe invert the drivers and let Mr. Robot go, or are you letting the drivers race, or is the Fitz Dickwell the number 1 driver and we're keeping it that way?
We're going to keep Fitz in the front for now. If anything happens, anyone gets damaged in the safety car, we'll think about it then. For right now, we're going to keep Fitz in the front.
All right.
So is the idea right now, like, Mr. Robot provides protection for Fitz Dickwell from Rigraff?
Yeah, that's the idea.
I see.
All right, well, we won't hold you too long. Thank you for joining in the booth. We'll let you go back to your team now. So,
Thanks, guys.
yep, Enjoyer back here in 5th place on a little bit fresher mediums than Snow Crab is starting to reel him in. That's something we need to keep an eye on. Remember, Enjoyer was faster than Snow Crab in qualifying. We started in front of him. However, he had that broken wing when Snow Crab got that undercut. So we'll see a little bit of a battle when Enjoyer manages to catch up to Snow Crab.
Yeah, and he's closed in quite a bit. We'll see what happens. And these guys are going to be on similar. I mean, Enjoyer will have that 2-lap fresher tires, but is it going to be enough?
Christian Cummins wrecks out
crash.
directly in front of Enjoyer. I think that was a lap down car, fortunately. But things for Christian just keep getting worse. I know that he started on a set of, I think, medium tires, went to hards, and then he boxed already for a set of mediums. And now he's going to be boxing again for another wing, and that is Monaco at its best.
Yeah, I mean, this track is one of the most brutal in terms of trying to keep your confidence up. The moment you break a wing, it takes a shot. Like, you really demoralizes the driver. It's like, that's a big spin for Enjoyer. He broke his front wing.
Oh no! So we've got Enjoyer breaking his front wing on the back section of the pool. Is going to have to come into the pit, so his race is compromised. Snow Crab has been relieved of the pressure as he's going to be boxing and giving up a position to Big Elbro. And I think that actually will be the only position that he loses.
Yeah, in terms of position-wise, I think he's gotten away with it. But yeah, this is what I was talking about. It's hard to regain that confidence once you have a moment like that, and they start to happen a bit more often too.
Yeah, and if there's any sort of story we could say for this race so far, it's that you need to keep yourself clean. And I don't mean that as in taking a shower, but people need to avoid damage at all costs here. You can see that I want to say nearly the entire grid, apart from maybe the top 2, have pitted for a broken wing at this time, in Rigraff.
Yep.
Also Gibbs. pulling off an interesting strategy on these softs. He actually has not had a broken wing yet either. He's just running these softs into the end till their final moment. So we'll keep an eye on him, but he is running them as long as he can. And he's going to be coming out with fresh mediums when he does decide to box. He's probably hoping for a safety car as well.
Yeah, and I just looked through the all the pit stops. There's only been 5 pit stops where there wasn't a front wing change.
Wow. So lots of broken wings here today. If you can just keep it clean, you're almost guaranteed a podium, huh?
Yep. Ooh, as Big Ilbro had a big moment. He saved it. He didn't get any damage. That was a big save. He's very lucky because I think he might have actually popped a wheel off too if he touched the wall there.
Wow. So, looks like Gibbs is going to be coming into the pits to get on a fresh set of those Pirelli tires, going to the medium tire, it looks like. Comes out on the medium tire.
Position to Aero, or it's going to be very close. I think he loses position to Aero.
And that will be only position versus, yep. So that's a bold strategy by Gibbs, giving up the track position. We'll see if he can manage to reel Aero back in, potentially with an Enjoyer, and just keep clean. He is one of the few drivers to keep it clean, so if he can just keep that up, we know that it can definitely bring some good results.
Right, and just sometimes applying pressure to the driver in front is enough for the driver in front to make a mistake. So just staying in the proximity of the person you're racing is enough sometimes here, especially in D4 where consistency is something that everyone is building this season.
Looks like in 13th and 14th position, the Alfa Romeos have decided to invert their drivers. Looks like Christian Cummings is going to let Buffalo Trace through for the moment as team orders have been issued. Go ahead and keep an eye on them as Christian does look like he's driving close. Oh, and Buffalo decides to let him back by. Maybe I missed something.
Christian is on a much fresher set of tires. So I was surprised when I saw you said that they inverted.
Yeah, I may have seen something that I thought I saw something that I didn't. So Buffalo Trace is going to let Christian Cummings by, and Christian is going to be off the races to chase down Zach Smack. He's 9 seconds back, but on fresher tires. And a lot of guys here hoping for a safety car.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're seeing like drivers like Zach Smack. He's the championship leader right now, and look, he's in 12th place. And he was pretty quick in qualifying too, but it's that consistency. It's as long as you don't damage your wing, you don't have to make any unnecessary pit stops. I mean, you'll get a very good points finish, a very good even podium finish. At this point, if there's a driver that didn't make a pit stop for a front wing, they would be in top 5 right now, regardless of where they started.
That is correct. For some reason, I'm seeing Zach Smack roasted. I think it's just because of being a lap down potentially. So let's go ahead and pull up the gap to the leader, and we can see that up to 11th place is lap down at least. So 11th through 17th are all at least a lap down, with Cubs being 3 laps down, heading for another wing. Cubs, it's just not a good day. Arrow's coming in for another stop. Yep, so Arrow will be going a lap down as well.
Yep. And Gibbs goes up to 8th place, so that place he gave up to Arrow, in the end, didn't matter.
Yep.
So now he's on fresher tires, and he's trying to close that gap to Enjoyer.
So hopping back on board with these 2 Red Bulls, Rigraff is reeling in Mr. Robot. He's finally bringing in that gap. Fitzdickwell is just looking a little slow, and Robot is all over him. And I know that Red Bull has team orders, but I don't know. As Mr. Robot, the competitor inside, we all know that here in Zoom Racing League, holding that Monaco title means something. I feel like that's a title that both of these drivers would want to hold, just to hand it over to Fitzdickwell for team orders. How do you feel about that, Spanini?
Yeah, I don't know. It's really difficult because, I mean, Mr. Robot was quick on his own. I mean, I felt like Fitz had the raw pace to get it without any help, is what I'm thinking. I think if Fitz just did it the normal strategy where you go on the mediums and then finished the race off on the softs, I think he still would have won it by merit. Like he did it himself. But now that he's being kind of protected and he's on like an alternate strategy and he's really being, I guess, gifted the win. I wouldn't say gifted the win because he hasn't gotten it, but he's right now the favorite to win. I don't know. It's definitely going to leave a bad taste for Mr. Robot, where he might have been able to win here because as long as he doesn't make mistakes, Fitz could have made a mistake trying to push. So it's weird. I'm interested to see if they end up staying 1 and 2. I'm interested to ask these questions in the interview.
Yeah, me too. I mean, these guys, they both want to win at the end of the day. But Mr. Robot, he has been a good teammate all season. So we will just have to see how it plays out. Quatterback is actually caught up to Snow Crab. I'm not sure if Snow Crab had a moment or if it's just been a natural progression. Quatterback is on the rear end of Snow Crab, looking to make a move with these fresher hard tires. And Snow Crab's on the older mediums. 17 laps to go. Does Snow Crab have to make another pit stop? It's gonna be tough. He's already looking like he's struggling.
Yeah, it's gonna really depend on his tire management. I don't know. Yeah, it looks like he's lost a lot of pace compared to the hard tires that Quatterback is on. Honestly, I think we might see a move going into turn 1. No, it's just a little bit worse of an exit for Quatterback, but it's going to be very tough keeping him back because it looks like Quatterback has a lot of pace on those hards, and Snow Crab is really starting to fall off.
As Cubs has DNF and left the session, I'm not sure where that happened on the track. It might have been a retirement in pits.
Yeah, it looks like so. I'm not seeing him on the track map.
So another one bites the dust.
Yeah.
So we are mid-race at this point. Let's go ahead and hop on board with, or not hop on board, but let's go ahead and pull up the penalties tab. Let's go ahead and take a look. Quatterback has 6 seconds of penalties, so he's gone at least 6 corner cuts. Gibbs has 3 seconds of penalties. Shutter has 5 seconds that may or may not be cleared. We don't know what that's from. Zach Smack has 3 seconds. Buffalo has 3 seconds, and 6 has 3 seconds. As Quatterback actually just hit the wall. Not sure if he has damage from that, but he is all over the tail of Snow Crab, and I think that dirty air may have just got the best of him, and I hope that we get to see some more fighting here and not damage.
Yeah, getting traction at that final corner when you're that close to the car ahead, it's really difficult, but Quatterback is really applying a lot of pressure on Snow Crab. We're going to see his defensive skills here. I guess he really wants to keep this position.
He really is, and to add to this storyline, Quatterback is actually a Red Bull reserve driver for the Honda team, so he's actually filling in for Williams this week at half points. But Quatterback's been a part of the, as he goes over the curb, Quatterback's been a part of the Honda Academy, as you would call it, for a couple weeks now, and this could be Quatterback's way of saying, hey, OG, next season, look for me over here instead of Snow Crab, you know? Could have picked me kind of deal, but Quatterback obviously was not available at the time of the draft, but just kind of trying to make that statement that, hey, I'm here too.
Right. I mean, yeah, these drivers, they all want to get a seat for next season too, so this is the place where they can showcase their skills, so that the team principals are looking.
Got another fight here for P16 as Kuzmin is going to let 6 by actually out of the chicane, so both drivers probably just taking it easy trying to finish the race. Quatterback still applying this pressure to Snow Crab. Mr. Robot still holding a defensive line for Fitzdickwell, but Rigraff is definitely reeling them in to the point where he can see them clearly.
I just took a look at Arrow. He just got past Shutter while Shutter was ghosted, so one of the opportune moments, I guess, here in Monaco.
Whoa, and Fitzdickwell goes around, might be damaged. Not sure if he was punted. Mr. Robot is going slow. We'll see if Mr. Robot comes up in the pits right here. But Rigraff, Mr. Robot looks like he's got severe damage of some sort. So So he'll be coming into the
I
pits
wonder
right
if
here.
was it the Red Bulls coming together?
It might have been a punt from Mr. Robot. I'm not sure. Fitzdickwell actually doesn't look to be very damaged. Looks to be okay out there, but he did give up a position to Rigraff.
That's big for Rigraff here. He's on these I guess older medium tires. He's going to try to extend this gap as much as he can.
So we'll see when Mr. Robot
right now
comes
he's leading
out. Looks like he's going to be coming out in P4 though, because Quatterback also had to come to the pits for a wing change. So unfortunate for Quatterback as well. We know that he had a good race going on behind Snowcrab. So we've got Rigraff out here, who's kept it clean. Snowcrab, who's kept it clean. Fitzdickwell, who, as far as we know, has kept it clean. We know he had a spin, probably not to the fault of his own. But keeping it clean. All three drivers, and they're all on for podiums.
Yeah, I wonder if we had a little Verstappen Ricardo moment in Azerbaijan.
Well, you know, it's one of those things where it's like Mr. Robot was a lot faster. For the sake of Red Bull, you would almost hope that they would let Mr. Robot by and just let him get a secured win rather than holding both drivers, you know. But trying to secure that driver's championship may have bit Red Bull in the butt on this one. We'll have to see if Fitzdickwell can do anything about it. He is on the tires to, he's on the hard tires to help him make that run at the end of the race that he'll need. Rigraff's about to the point where these mediums are going to start giving in on him. And we'll see if Fitzdickwell can make a move, but it's going to be hard at Monaco.
Yeah, I mean, a late safety car could really throw a wrench into all of this. But
Oh, it really would.
I don't know if they'll actually pit, even if a safety car would come out. Because the pit window, I don't think it would line up very well. They would lose too many spots.
Yeah, I don't think they hit, but I think they're bringing the gaps down.
Right.
The gaps down and make things interesting. So Fitz does have the pace on Rigraff now that he seems like he's picking it up a little bit. Gained about half a second so far this lap. So he's reeling him in. Also, Quatterback is come out on fresh medium in 6th place, running down Enjoyer. Enjoyer's got 10 lap old mediums. We'll see if he's able to hold him off. That's our closest battle on the track. Let's get into that. Arrow comes into the pits again. So lots of wing changes.
I don't know if that was for a front wing change. I didn't see any front wing coming out, but I can check.
That could have just been a routine tire change, I suppose. Yeah. So he does come out of the pits onto an old set of mediums. He doesn't come out on fresh mediums. So maybe it was a wing change.
Yeah, it was a wing change.
Fitzdickwell continuing to close that gap, and so is Mr. Robot as well in these fresh mediums. He'll be coming up on a snow crab with around 28 laps more than him. And we'll see if Honda has any sort of team orders involved on that situation. As Fitzdickwell cuts off another second into Rigraff, the gap into Rigraff. Let's go a lap on board with Fitzdickwell. We'll take off the UI. We'll be quiet. Let's just take a ride with Fitzdickwell for the rest of this lap. All right, so it does look like a good clean lap from Fitzdickwell. You can see that he's definitely focused and reeling in Rigraff. I apologize, when I hit this button to bring up the UI again, it is going to go to go to the intermission screen for just a moment. I have the hotkeys overlapped, so apologies for that, but we'll do that real quick. Apologies. So we are back here. Fitzdickwell is just keeping on that lap. He kind of kept the gap with Rigraff. Mr. Robot is right on the tail of Snow Crab as they come up on a little bit of traffic. Looks like Shutter is a little bit disconnected from the race at the moment. We're driving through some ghosted traffic. Will Snow Crab move out of the way to let the Honda Superior by, or will Snow Crab say, hey man, this could be my podium too? So we've also got Quatterback on softs, about 3 seconds behind CRL Gibbs back in 8th place.
Yeah, so I think he got too close to I forget who he was battling against.
Real quick, there was a battle between the Honda drivers in 3rd and 4th. Mr. Robot made a dive on Snow Crab, and they fought side by side through the Novell chicane. And Snow Crab goes out. Snow Crab goes out. Will that be a safety car?
Snow Crab was outside of the track on my screen.
Well, I'm not sure what happened there. I didn't get to see the full situation breakdown, but I do know that through the Novell chicane, the two Honda drivers went side by side. They fought it out. Coming into the next left-hander, Snow Crab did decide to move out of the way and let Mr. Robot by. So I don't know if it was a little bit of fighting and then, hey, you're going to get me eventually, let's move out. Or did he just
it was like kind of entering into pool. Mr. Robot went around the outside of Snow Crab, and Snow Crab just had a little bit of a wheel spin, and it just kind of fishtailed out of control, and he just ran into the barriers.
Ooh, as Mr. Robot makes a little bit of contact with the wall.
So no safety car. I'm very surprised that was not a safety car because it was in the racing line. But I mean, Rigraff will probably be very happy that wasn't a safety car. Otherwise, he'd have Fitzdickwell very close to him.
Yeah, I'm seeing both of these Red Bull drivers hopping on board with them make a little bit of like errors, a little bit of getting on the throttle too quick, a little bit of coming too close to the wall, and a little bit of contact. So that pressure might just be kicking in. They see up there that there's only 7 laps left, and hey, Rigraff is maintaining this gap, and we're not getting any closer. So I think that maybe the feeling of doom could be setting in for these Red Bull drivers as we start to close in towards the end of the race.
Fatigue is also a big thing. They've been going around this track, pretty technical track, for 32 laps now.
It definitely is. It goes to show the I don't know what the right word is, but the tenacity that Rigraff has to keep it going and keep up here in first place, keep it clean, and he's not moving at a snail's pace. He's pushing fast. This is challenging for these drivers. This is Monaco. This is the hardest track of the year. So doing this is definitely a feature strength.
Right, and I mean, that gap between Rigraff and Fitzdickwell keeps going up and down. It's like, depending on, I guess, mistakes made by Rigraff or Fitzdickwell. I mean, Fitzdickwell has the pace to close it down, but I think he makes a mistake here and there, and he loses all that progress he's made. But, I mean, Rigraff is doing a good job. He's putting down consistent laps. All he has to do is, he just has to finish the race. He doesn't even have to worry if there's a driver behind him, as long as he's driving his race, his laps. He's not going to be able to overtake. He's looking good to maybe win this Monaco Grand Prix.
Yep, I am starting to see that gap come down a little bit, but 6 laps left, he does catch him. I don't think that there's time to make anything happen with it.
Yeah, and there's not really any close battles anywhere else in the track right now. Everything is kind of all spread apart. Everyone's done a lot of pit stops, a lot of broken wings. I think there's only been 7 non-front wing, like, replacing pit stops.
Wow. So lots of broken wings here, lots of damage in Division 4. But like we said during qualifying, a lot of these drivers are new, a lot of them are learning. We have a lot of drivers on controller. When people are new to the game, they typically don't go out and buy these fancy sim rigs, these fancy steering wheels, Fanatec, direct drive stuff. A lot of them are just saying, hey, I've got my old Xbox controller that, you know, drags a little bit to the right or left, but it works for playing Call of Duty. I'm going to just play some F1 with it, you know? And it's a casual level of Division 4 racers that all want to get better. So, you know, seeing these guys work to improve is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably the worst track for a controller player. Just the technical aspect of this track. Yeah, it's respect, honestly, that to be able to race around this track really well. Because I remember when I was playing on controller, I could barely do a lap around Monaco, and then I quickly got a G29, and then I was able to do something. But yeah, I mean, these drivers are doing a good job, and you have to start somewhere. In Division 4, I mean, this is where you build that consistency and slowly increase your pace.
Quarterback did actually end up getting by Gibbs a couple laps ago, by the way, on his fresh soft tires. He is reeling in Big L, bro. He does have a 12-second penalty, so if he does get by, I don't think it will matter, but we'll have to see what Big L, bro decides to do. 4 laps left, though. Fitzdickwell maintaining the gap. These hard tires really just, I think, looking back, just did not get the job done for him. I think Red Bull had a lot of options, and this probably was not the best one. But being the Red Bull team principal, I'll say that we'll definitely go back and look at the mistakes that we made from this. And we've got 3 more divisions coming up this week, guys, and so
yeah, and it's on dynamic settings, so rain can be expected.
Not this race.
Yeah,
no, you're correct. Rain could happen at any time. I know that it looks in this game right now like it could rain at any point as well, but given information that we have from our drivers, it does not appear like it is going to rain. Should be clean on that. Fitzdickwell is reeling in Rigraff at this point, but I don't think that anything is going to be made of it. Other than that, I mean, that really is one of the closest battles we have out here on track. I know Zach Smack is reeling in Arrow and P11. They both got some penalties to deal with as well. Go ahead and take a look at our tire details. Oh, as Zach Smack makes contact with the wall again. 3 laps left. Doesn't look like it's anything too severe. It's probably going to try to finish it out as long as his front wing is still majority there.
Fitzdickwell has put the gap down a bit.
Yeah, he has, yeah.
Too intense.
He did use a little bit of that battery, though. I was tracking his battery earlier, and he was sitting around 50%, so now he's in the lower 20s as he's about to head onto the tunnel, where he'll burn even more. But yeah, we are looking at, like, 25 laps. I don't think there's any chance Fitzdickwell gets past Rigraff, but there is a chance that Rigraff could potentially make a mistake on these old mediums. Things could happen. I would imagine also that neither one of them are experiencing any sort of ultra territory issues, so these drivers should be good to go to the end. No issues. Doesn't appear that either driver has fuel issues either. No one in the top 3 does. But the gap has definitely closed down as Fitz runs a little deep through the first section of Rascas, heading onto the straightaway. Man, if he could just get a sniff of DRS, he might want to try it on one of these final 2 laps just to send, But
yeah, the only driver that I can see that is maybe close on fuel is Arrow. His fuel light is yellow, so he might be close.
Quarterback actually also did catch up to Beaver in the Big L Bro. See if Big L Bro decides to fight for it at all, or if he just decides to get out of the way and hold on to that P5 for the penalties. Quarterback does look like he's being a little bit on the aggressive side here. He's still trying to make a move, or force Big L Bro into a mistake potentially. He's gonna try to force it around the outside.
He's gonna let it go.
Probably a smart move by Big L Bro to let that one go. He's still gonna hold on to P5 as long as he maintains within that 12-second gap. As someone DNFs, who was that? Arrow is out of the race. You see, bend it through the tunnel. not quite sure what happened there. Fitz actually is within 1.2 seconds now, so he reeled in a lot. He's burning all of his battery, though, as you can see. This might just be an attempt to say, or to put a little bit of pressure on the rigraph.
Right.
He's not going to be able to use the battery to make an overtake, so it's more or less let's burn this battery and maybe pressure rigraph into making a mistake. There from Fitz, but also a good set of corners from Rigraph. The drivers are neck and neck. This
as far as warnings go, Rigraph only has one warning, so as long as he doesn't cut any corners too much, he shouldn't be worried about a penalty coming his way.
This will be Fitzstickle's last chance. We'll see if he gets an ERS for it. He may have gotten it right there.
Oh, I think he might have just missed out.
Just missed out. I'm not sure it would have made a difference anyway, but he is right there. Final lap. 0.6. Can he reel him in to potentially make a move or force an error?
Is there some traffic that Rigraph is actually coming on? We'll see if that throws him off anyway. Hopefully, the lapped car just gets off the racing line. It can be sometimes frustrating.
Definitely getting antsy here.
Yeah.
Making some late braking corners.
We might see a move into Nouvelle Chicane, as that is pretty much the last opportunity.
It looks like the final couple corners, Rigraph going through the backside of the pool chicane into the first corner of Rascasse. Second corner of Rascasse is going to come to the start-finish straight and cross the line in P1. Rigraph is our Monaco Division 4 champion, followed by Fitzstickwell. And Mr. Robot's going to be coming in P3 as he comes across about 11 seconds back. So that will be our podium. Rigraph, Fitzstickwell, and Mr. Robot. Other than that, we've got a big gap before the rest of the cars come across the line.
Yeah, I mean, it's a rough race for Red Bull. It's hard. It's going to be a hard one to swallow. They had that 1-2 kind of locked in. They had it under control. And, I'm interested to see what actually happened in the Nouvelle Chicane when they looks like made contact, or Fitzstickle spun around. Maybe Fitzstickle tapped the corner while going into the chicane. I'm interested to see, because that was a turning point. I mean, Rigraph just kept it clean, and I think it was well deserved for the Ferrari this race.
Absolutely. And speaking of feats of strength, by the way, we talked about that earlier. Buffalo traced 35 laps on those mediums. Definitely, it's doable. Yeah. That is definitely a stretch, though. And seeing all the broken wings in Division 4, that is impressive. So shout out to you, Buffalo, for making that happen. Let's go ahead and, hold on 1 second, let's go ahead and see what the standings say. I'm going to go ahead and get the drivers ready for their interviews, Panini. Definitely a good race overall. I think that the Red Bull guys will be a little bit disappointed in what could have happened, but still getting a 2-3 is very impressive for the constructor standings and their driver standings both. So let's go ahead and start by pulling in our P3, Mr. Robot in here.
Yeah. Do that real quick, sorry.
Mr. Robot, how's it going, buddy?
Good, how are you guys?
Good, thanks for asking. P3, how does it feel? And the reason I'm asking that is, how does it feel with a P3 rather than the potential P2 that we had coming?
I mean, P3 still feels good. Feels good that even though that incident happened, I'm still able to make the most of it. But yeah, still disappointing about the P2 potentially.
Yeah, so I just kind of had a question going, like, what happened during that novel chicane. I saw that Fitzstickle
Yeah.
went around. Go
So
ahead.
the thing was, there was a back marker in between us as we were going down the tunnel, and because of that, there was Fitz, there was the back marker, there was me, and I could barely see the racing line, and yeah, just basically overshot the braking point by like 2 meters. Ran into Fitz. He might have braked a bit early. I don't know, hard to tell. And yeah, ran into the back of him. He kind of went into the wall. My wing was done, and then Rigraph passed both of us.
Mr.
Yeah,
Robot.
that's unfortunate. But I mean, still a P3 finish after the broken wing. There was a lot of broken wings this race.
Oh, absolutely.
But podium, big points for Red Bull. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mr. Robot, I have to ask. I know that team orders were in play. We talked to Big Mama Frank, and he said that the goal was to put Fitzstickwell on the lead. But on the side of that, both of you, Fitz and you, are both competitors, and we both know, Robot, you've been here for a while. We know the bragging rights that come with winning at Monaco. Was it in your head that there was any chance that you were wanting to get by Fitzstickwell and take that win on your own?
Certainly it was there, but like, there's no way I was going to pass him without a team order to tell him to get out of my way, right? And trying to pass him on my own would have just ended up in disaster for both of us, which happened anyway without me trying to pass him. Yeah,
So
that's about it.
Mr. Robot is a man of his team, and we are glad to have you at Red Bull, Mr. Robot. That was the right answer. So, but
Well,
yeah,
I'll also say this: he was faster on me on pace, even though I was behind him. I was only like right behind him because of the tires. Right, he was on hards, I was on mediums. That was the only reason I was behind him.
yeah. So, but regardless, good race from both of you. We'll go ahead and we'll pull in Fitz now. Thank you, Mr. Robot. We'll move you back down to the waiting room. Fitz Dickwell, how's it going?
We're doing pretty good.
Pretty good. I figured that was kind of the response we are going to get. Not any massive cheers, but P2 is okay when it could have been.
Yeah,
a
another
win,
silver for the podium. I think helmet mechanic will be okay with that, but we'll see when we get back to the hauler.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to see. Give us your story of what happened with the incident between you and Mr. Robot.
It was just the ghosting. I think that was all it was. I mean, I had to hold him up just because, I was on preferred strategy, so I was staying in front of him. He was close. He's probably faster than me at that point. But yeah, just the ghost messed it up because he's close the whole time, and felt bad holding him up. But ghosts be ghosts, especially when you're cockpit cam.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have you taken a look at the standings yet, driver standings, and seeing where that's going to put you? How do you feel moving forward with that result onto the last 3 races?
Because what, Enjoyer got 4th, I'm guessing.
Enjoyer, I'm actually not sure where he finished.
Enjoyer did get 4th, and he got the fastest lap of the race.
Ooh, that sandbagging son of a bitch. Yeah, I think we'll be close then. I think a couple points ahead. I think.
And with their upcoming schedule, have you taken a look at the tracks, and how do you feel about the Baku next week? We've got Britain at the end of the season.
We're gonna go fast. That's all I'm gonna do.
Fast. All right, I appreciate that. We love having
my
you
girlfriend's
here. At Red Bull,
here.
So.
My girlfriend's here, and she said second.
Oh, yeah. Only second place, so no Fitzstickwell tonight.
All right, Fitz. So we are glad to have you here in the broadcast booth, as well as your significant other. And we wish you luck next week at Baku.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for broadcasting that.
Yep.
All right, we'll drag in Mr. Rigraff here, our Monaco winner. How does it feel?
Who got me? Yeah.
Congratulations, Rigraff.
Thank you.
Do you have anyone you want to give a shout out to, or anyone you want to thank, or?
I mean, I guess I thank my teammate, my team principal, Peter. He hopped in right after the visit at the end to help. But yeah, I don't know. Easily the best race I've ever had. So I'm ecstatic.
That's awesome. We've seen you grow we've seen you join this league and we've seen you grow with this league. Attendance has been in question, but when you're here, you seem to perform. But we were just talking about this. We all know that coming into Zoom Racing League, holding the Monaco title means something. It's a lot of bragging rights involved. So
Yeah.
congratulations to you, sir, and be proud of what you've done.
Yes, I most certainly am. It's hard to find the words, but it's awesome.
I just got one question. Towards the end, like
Yeah.
Fitz was closing that gap in a little bit, and I just
Yes,
want to know
yes.
how's that? Was there a lot of pressure? What was going through your mind in those last like 10 laps? Essentially?
Yeah, so about 10 laps ago, I was still feeling pretty good. I would say about five laps ago, especially 3 laps ago, is when I really started to feel the tires let go. I guess I managed them well enough to still have the confidence, but until about 3 laps left, I would say is when I started to feel the pressure. But I just knew just keep it clean. And I mean, I'm not saying there's definitely not red paint out there on the barriers, but I just kept it consistent enough to win.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, keeping it clean is everything here in Monaco. As I was saying earlier, there was only 7 pit stops with no front wing changes. You're one of them.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Heck of a race overall from everyone. It was very interesting to watch. Appreciate Spanini joining me here in the booth today. It was a lot of fun. Tomorrow we will be live at 8 p.m. with Division 3, followed by Division 2 at Monaco at 10 p.m. Eastern. And then Division 1 will be on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern as well. And we have our Xbox Division tomorrow at noon Eastern time, which would be 5 in the UK. Go ahead and tune into those. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. But thank you guys for tuning in to the Zoom Racing League Division 4 Monaco broadcast. And we look forward to seeing you guys next time. Have a good night.